Family. Gotta love them. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Violent Ends. This is the newest film for director John Michael Powell. Man, you gotta love family sometimes. Sometimes they are there for you, sometimes they give you great gifts, sometimes they're coke dealers, sometimes they're rednecks, sometimes they're violent criminals. So that is the story of Violent Ends. It's about a man played by Billy Magnuson who plays Lucas, whose wife is killed in a botched robbery. And it turns out it may or may not be his family, that is the Frost family. And we have people like his cousin, who is played by James Badge Dale, who may be running this empire that may know the killer of his wife. So with the help of his brother, who's played by Nicholas Stoll, he goes on a revenge slash redemption quest to take down his family for the murder of his wife, played by Alexander Shipp. That's the story of Violent Ends. I'm being a little snarky. I mean, to be fairly honest, it's a very atypical story if you think about it. Violent Ends look like a pretty cool, fun action thriller. It looked like a good revenge story. Billy Magnuson is an actor that I enjoy for what it's worth. Sometimes he's good. Sometimes he's, the small part in a James Bond movie where it is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It just depends on how they use Billy Magnuson. But the movie looked fun. Like I said, I love revenge thrillers. I love gangster films. That's kind of what this movie is, about a southern gangster family, the Frost family. And that's all I can really say. It looked like it's something coming on IFC. It's going to be in theaters for like one movie at one screen a day, which is at night. And so here we are. Here's Violent Ends. And so for my honest opinion of this movie, it's perfectly cromulent. I enjoyed it for what it's worth. I knew it wasn't going to be anything unique or new. I mean, it's exactly what you expect. It's a revenge story with a guy who loses his wife, so he goes on a quest to take down the people who did it, and it just happens to be his family, and I don't have any problems with that. Yes, I've seen it a million times before. It is done in many types of forms and realities. It could be a comedy, it could be a drama, it could be a horror film. It's a movie that has done these types of things that you've seen in many tropes. So therefore, it's not wholly unique or not wholly original. Basically, you have to go off on a story like this and whether the characters are interesting, whether the direction is interesting, and setting in the South, setting in I think Arkansas or whatever, setting in a family who are a bunch of drug dealers, though is not original. I think is an entertaining one. I think is interesting. I think Billy Magnuson is actually quite entertaining and good in this movie. He's not the best you've ever seen, but I think he's very palpable as an individual who's trying to do the right thing with having a wife and possibly a family one day, and it goes terribly wrong, and he kind of loses his mind when it happens. And it's just, you watch the movie play out, and once again, I like James Badge Dale in this movie. I think he's over the top and chewing scenery, and I like the prosthetic that I don't know if it's a prosthetic, but it seems like a prosthetic that they did with his nose. So at first I didn't realize who it was, and then I'm like, oh, that's James Badge Dale, and he's good as like the main villain of this movie. I mean, there's a bunch of main villains, or not really, there's a bunch of villains in this movie, which is a lot of the family members, but James Badge Dale is like the quote-unquote main bad guy in this movie. So for what it's worth, I mean, he's a pretty decent bad guy. But once again, I don't understand why this is only showing once a night. I don't know if IFC just wants to put it on their streaming service or whatever they use as their streaming service, and they just want to get like a qualifying run or something like that. But if you want to go into a movie and just kind of enjoy the ride of like, a drama set with a bunch of, Southern individuals who basically are violent criminals and drug dealers, and you have a guy who is trying to get away from all that, and a mother who's a police officer that's trying to keep him from causing issues and causing trouble, trying to, be on the right side of the law. That's the type of movie this is. Once again, my only major issue is you've seen this a million times before, and therefore it doesn't add anything new. I mean, if I were to give this a score, it'd be like a 7 out of 10 because it's not wholly unique, but it's the least entertaining for what it's worth. And it's shot well. I think it's directed well. I think, the set pieces that are in here are fun to watch and entertaining. I think the music's, comparable. I think Alexander Shipp, who is the main wife in this movie, is, good for what it's worth. It's it's kind of a thankless role. And I think overall, leading to like the reveals, I think Nick Stahl is like the brother is fun because you haven't seen Nick Stahl in a lot of things. It's nice to see him at least in something. that's competent, so that's good. And yeah, that's kind of the movie. It's a revenge thriller trying to take down the bad guys with a guy that has lost his wife. So if you're going into this movie thinking you're getting something original and unique, it's not really that. It's just set in a different setting. It's a gangster movie. It's a revenge thriller. It's a retribution story. It's a movie that you've seen. And therefore, still recommend because it's still enjoyable, at least for Billy Magnuson. Is a very enjoyable performance. So there you go. Anyways, that's my take on Violent Ends. Like I said, it'll probably be on VOD very shortly, but it's in theaters very soon. So go check it out if you're interested. But otherwise, in the comments below, if you see this movie, what did you think overall? Did you like it? Did you not like it? All that good stuff. But if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. As always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, guys.